they show two fragments. They show you two videos.
Yeah.
The first video they show you as a replay is you see Ziyech from a bigger angle, from a larger angle. You see him shooting the ball. Promes is not even offside. And then they zoom in, and then they show you that Promes is slightly offside, but then you don't see Ziyech. Hi guys, weTalk Ajax. My name is Juan. We're here to discuss the game of Ajax against Chelsea. Just played. We lost our first game of the season, 0-1. Painful. A goal conceded in the last minutes of the game. I'm here to discuss this today with Ajax. So a couple of days ago, we were talking. We were looking forward to this game, and you were quite confident about the game.
Yes.
We also had this discussion about, that Ajax has been, I wouldn't say lucky, but they have been keeping clean sheets while getting a lot of chances, or conceding a lot of chances as well. So, and I told you that sooner or later, this will, end. But what was shocking to me today, and please go ahead and tell what you think of the game, is that our play was really bad throughout the game.
It was.
First half, second half, doesn't matter. We had a couple of moments in which we really pushed, but I think it was a few minutes. I think, honestly, especially on the midfield, Chelsea was better than us. Mm-hmm. But please tell us what happened. How did we lose the game?
Yeah, I'm really a bit baffled, man. It was horrible in transition. I think the defense, most of the defense players like Veltman and Blind and Tagliafico played pretty decent. They had a good game. But if your midfield and your attack isn't consistent and they lose the ball all the time, or they cannot make simple passes, then you get a hard time, and you cannot get away with it all the time. And fair play to Chelsea. They get the result. They played a decent game. We also had chances. Alvarez on the post, but we will talk about this later on. I think it was a legit goal. It wasn't offside.
The VAR moment.
Yes. Yes. So it could have gone either way. Fair play to Chelsea. They got the win. So we have to give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
But that's the part of Chelsea. If you look at our part, the Ajax part, the midfield, the attackers, they were horrible today.
Let me be a little bit pushing a little bit to a certain point. I also talked to Maxwell during the last game that we had, the RKC game, and Maxwell said that he feels like Ajax is in decline in terms of play.
Yeah.
Do you agree with him?
It's hard to disagree because the last two matches weren't that good. Mm-hmm. RKC was horrible. Mm-hmm. We got lucky there. Actually, we won 3 points to PSV that weekend, mm-hmm. but it was very bad play. And this game, the play wasn't that bad, but they were sloppy. And they were sloppy before, but this was extremely sloppy. Why? Every time simple passes had to be made, they made faulty passes. And not the pass that you have to cross 3 lines like Blind does all the time.
I haven't seen the stat, but I think the pass accuracy of Ajax as a whole, I think should be the lowest until now.
Yeah, and if you look at Ziyech, for example, I love Ziyech. He's the best player, in my opinion, of the Dutch field.
We should say Ziyech now.
Ziyech, yes. Yeah. I'm still a Dutch guy.
Yeah, I know. It's
difficult to drop. But Ziyech, he made so many passes, difficult passes today, like trying to chip it through the air or long passes. And if you saw him make his dribbles, he did impossible things, try to do skip 2 men at one time, just keep it simple at the beginning. Mm-hmm. In the first half, he makes so much faults. I think he had a pass accuracy. They said it on the TV for like 50% in the first half or something.
During the first half, at a certain time, I think after half an hour, it was 59 or something.
Yeah, that's horrible for his standards. And this is the reason why we lost today. Fair play to Chelsea. I do not want to demonize their win, mm-hmm. But Ajax was sloppy. It was also because of Ajax sloppy play, Chelsea could play the way they did. Because normally Ajax play pressure game. They did pressure a lot, but they were sloppy in the possession.
Okay, but regarding the sloppiness, is there a reason for this? Because look, if there's one or two players that are sloppy, I would say okay, these guys are not playing well. But to be very fair, I don't remember seeing Ajax with so many players playing sloppy. And what you said, I actually agree. I actually argued with you last time that we were looking to the Chelsea game that I was worried about the two center backs, Blind and Veltman. I thought both of them were outstanding.
They were outstanding today.
I thought they were under pressure the whole time. I think Blind was amazing.
Veltman was amazing too.
Veltman was amazing, but Blind also, the passes that he gave and looking for a solution, I think they played really good.
This is his strong point.
I thought, just to finish, I thought that, and that's what makes it even harder. I thought, you know what, honestly, after 70 minutes, 75 minutes, you're thinking, okay, you know what, honestly, 0-0 is a good score, considering how Ajax is playing, considering how Chelsea was better in the midfield area. And they were kind of pushing because I don't know if you remember the first 10 minutes after when the second half started.
They didn't get off our own help.
Ajax was being pushed and being under pressure all the time.
So fair play to Chelsea.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Ajax has played horrible.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you is there a reason why so many players are, do you think they're, let me ask you a question. Do you think they're tired?
Yes.
Do you think players are tired?
I think a few are, but I cannot say which ones specifically, but I think they are not 100% fit, everybody. And Ziyech had a little bit of injuries the last weeks.
He didn't play for Morroco.
Tadic had a little injury break. Donny has just gotten back from injury. So a lot of players have coped with injury problems. So I'm not a professional footballer. I haven't played professional football, so I don't know how long the time is before you are fully match fit again. Yeah. So if the players who stand out usually aren't maybe not 100% match fit, I don't know, this adds up. And for now, I think the biggest problem compared to matches like last season and earlier season is we usually have a few players that always stand out in these matches. It doesn't have to be everybody every match, but this time every player further up the pitch than the defense were below par.
Correct.
The only player I gave, I think, an average rating of 6 is Promes, because I think he fought hard. He played good passes. Sometimes he was a little bit sloppy, but not as much as the other players. And also he cuts inside a few times, gave a good a low pass to the side, which created chances. Also, he was at the point where the goal was. So he was the only decent player, and I say decent, not outstanding, up front. And the midfield also, it was so sloppy.
What about that midfield? Should we be concerned at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we can be dramatic about the loss against Chelsea, but if you take into account now a couple of weeks, there is no fluidity in the midfield. And if you put Alvarez, which I really believe is a central defender more than a central midfielder, and if you have Alvarez and Martinez in the midfield, you don't have that Ajax fluidity football. And of course, we have been treated last year with Frankie and Schöne, totally different footballers, more technical, quicker in the passing. I know these players are not those midfielders, but also Martinez and Alvarez were not really scouted or bought for the midfield position. No. So I understand why Ten Hag does it in the Champions League. He wants a bit more security in the midfield, but it also has a drawback, and the drawback is we're not playing.
Exactly, and you can play with these type of players at those positions. Alvarez, I think he's a little bit more of a defender than Martinez is. Martinez is a little bit undervalued because he can actually have a good shot. We saw him score a great goal a few weeks ago. He has decent passing. He's a little bit more of a technical player. So he has more depth in his play, versatility than Alvarez has. So I agree with you on Alvarez. But the problem is Ten Hag should try out different formations and different players in matches that allow it. And like RKC, like all the Dutch league matches, almost every match except like the top 6-7 maybe. Unless
that's also the thing I don't understand. He's playing already in the beginning. We're still a bit in the start of the season. He's playing the same formation all over and over again. And the only difference is that in the Champions League he puts Alvarez in. And in the league games, he takes Alvarez out and puts Donny one back and lets Huntelaar play.
And that's because a lot of teams park the bus in the Dutch league. But let's be honest, it really concerns me that he plays Siem de Jong all the time. We have
well, in this case, I mean, honestly, I understand what you're saying about Siem de Jong, but we conceded the goal very late. This was a do or die action.
I understand, but
what you mean? Why he is selecting Siem de Jong as a bench player? Yes. Because today I was looking at the bench. I told you this in the beginning. I was looking at the bench. No youth player.
No. And what about Lassina Traoré? He scored a hat-trick recently. We actually posted about this. Yes. Yeah. And this guy is 18 years old, has a lot of potential, is another striker. The only pure striker we have in the squad, don't forget this, is Huntelaar. Tadic isn't originally a striker. So why do you not let a guy like that like get a few minutes at the end of the game? Or at RKC or at a different game. We had games against, I don't know, Cambuur or Emma, I don't know, that we were 5-0 up. We have a youth player called Gravenberg. He's a huge talent.
He actually was nominated, or actually he was appointed as the best player of the first period. The first session, the period in the lower
for the division.
Yeah, exactly.
And this guy has a lot of potential. He's strong. He's big. He has a lot of qualities, and he has only one year of the contract left. So why don't you give this guy a chance? He's a huge talent. Why? And if you give him a chance in normal league games where it's possible, he gets a little bit more experience.
Okay, but let me be now the other guy.
Yes.
You know, I agree with you. Let me be the other guy. I'm Ten Hag, I'm the coach. He is actually trying to find a balance in the team. I mean, he's seeing the same games we are. I think he is still trying to figure out until the puzzle they click, you know.
I agree.
And so far the results were good. So he's sticking with the same team players, but now we have lost. So maybe now he might change it.
I don't know, but you can also be creative with a different formation.
Yeah.
I don't say that is the solution.
And also the argument that I brought to you, like you're actually making our players tired by playing them all the time.
But let's be honest, two things. Ten Hag can try a different formation, for example, a double 10 instead of a double 6.
Yeah, but
you know, I know it's
style of play.
No, but it's maybe much too attacking for European standard, but maybe for in the league. Yeah. And also, please be more intelligent with your substitutions.
He's always very late, right?
Always very late. We were already watching it here together with everybody, and we're saying Alvarez looks tired.
True.
It was in
like 2 minutes later.
When did I say it? Like in the 66th minute or 70th minute?
70th minute.
Yeah. And then he just substituted him later on.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
But okay, we can be negative. These sort of things happen.
It's a lesson, you know. Let's take a lesson from this one. I mean, we haven't really lost our chances to go through to the next round. And however, it's the way we lost in the final minutes. It's harsh.
Yes.
One thing I really want to discuss with you is the VAR moment.
Yes.
And especially the VAR moment in which Promes scored. Everybody thought we scored. Even I thought we scored. And then something strange happened. I haven't seen that since the VAR was introduced. So what happens is, I will explain it to the viewers as well. Ziyech plays the ball. Ziyech plays the ball. Actually, it's kind of a shot. It bounces off a defender of Chelsea. and then Promes is standing at the right place and just taps it in.
Yeah.
So what happens is they show two fragments. They show you two videos.
Yeah.
The first video they show you as a replay is you see Ziyech from a bigger angle, from a larger angle. You see him shooting the ball. Promes is not even offside. And then they zoom in, and then they show you that Promes is slightly offside, but then you don't see Ziyech shooting the ball. And then after the game, luckily in the studio, we were able to see what happened. And they just, actually, they tricked us.
Yes.
Literally, they tricked us because Ziyech, they showed actually the camera zoom when the ball was already like left his foot like half a second.
It was, I saw it on the television, Dutch television, and Ziyech was like, when they stopped the frame,
yes,
the ball was already like this far away from his feet.
But how is that possible?
And at that frame, Promes was marginally offside.
Correct.
But it was such a small margin. It was almost even.
Okay, but for the sake of the argument, in that case, it's offside.
Yes.
But it's not the correct way.
No, because the ball should have been, the fragment should have been stopped when the ball was a little bit off his foot.
Yeah, leaving his foot. Exactly.
And then he was behind in front of the Chelsea player.
I've never seen a replay of an offside like this before.
No. So this is very weird to me, and it almost looked to me if it's fixed or something, because you should be clear in the frame you show to the world. And
this was a trickery, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one who say it's because of the
it's not because of that. But
because
it changes
Chelsea,
the game.
Fair play to Chelsea, they won.
Yeah.
But this should have been allowed.
Of course.
And I cannot understand that the VAR doesn't show a clear picture, because you should show the whole situation, and
correct,
not only a small part of the situation. Because if that was true, the frame that they showed, I would say, okay, fair play, it is offside. It's marginal, but it is offside.
Correct.
If it was against us, I would have said, yes, look, it's offside. So you have to be fair. If it's against you, you have also say it's offside.
Yeah.
But this wasn't the fair shot. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I feel a little bit fooled with this, but still fair play to Chelsea. I don't want to be a sore loser, and they deserve the win. They were sharper than us and fitter than us at the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we can only blame ourselves for being sloppy.
True. Final question.
Yeah.
What lessons can we take from this?
Good one. Also, I think.
What would you like to see differently? Let me put it this way.
I can be short. I want to see a win or a draw.
Yeah, but
aside from the points and aside from the result,
we have been winning, but we have also been critical.
Yes, I think I blame Ten Hag a lot for his coaching ability, and he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong, but he has been blessed with a team that performs above par almost every European game.
Yes.
And
because of the individual qualities.
Exactly. And in the Dutch league, the individual quality is so much more than the average team that we get away with a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he gets a little bit lazy in his position that everything resolves itself, the players carry the team. But he also has to have the ability to make the right decisions at the right moment.
To be a bit more proactive.
Yes,
and
like we've always talked about plan A, plan B, plan C, that sort of stuff. That's maybe too much in depth, but he should cope with the situation that is at hand at the moment.
And he always, what also surprises me, he always makes the same substitution.
Yes, it's like he has no creativity whatever in his substitutions. It's almost, you can set the clock to it, like 60 to 17 minutes.
Set the clock.
Yes, yeah, it's not probably not good.
Okay, all right, it's okay.
It's not great English, but it's not saying, but you know what I mean with this. And you can be. It's always the same. It's always 70 minutes, 75th minute.
Yeah, to round up, you're saying, I want Ten Hag to be a little more assertive.
Yes, okay. and I actually saw him coaching a little bit at the sideline today, and I was like, okay, this is what you should be doing. Mm-hmm. And I gave him a 4 today, because I think his coaching was below par today, and there are a lot of below average ratings, but that's because he has to adjust to what is happening in the field.
That's fine. I mean, you already said, and I already said as well, Ajax almost everyone didn't play well except for the defenders.
But let's be honest. This is our first loss in 20 games now, and it has to come to it at a certain point that we take a loss. And again, fair play to Chelsea. I was wrong big time this time. I was very confident and thought it would be a 3-1 win.
Yes.
So that was not a good prediction, but hey. Next time in London without our fans, maybe we can pull off
we take the loss.
Our victory there.
Yeah, I agree. We take the loss for now, and there are certain things we have to improve.
Yeah.
Next game, Feyenoord on Sunday.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Guys, thank you for watching. Please follow us on the YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.